Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Synac's webinar on creating views and saving personal views within Microsoft Dynamics 365. Now, for many of you, I am sure you remember some of the older ways to create and modify views within Dynamics that could be a little difficult and overwhelming. Well, as Microsoft continues to enhance and change Dynamics and make it more user-friendly and easy for all of you to navigate and do things within Dynamics, they've created some more user-friendly ways to modify and create new personal views within Dynamics. I'm going to go ahead and share those with you today. Remember that this webinar is being recorded, so if you find it of value, please be sure to share the information with your teammates so they can watch this webinar at their leisure. I'm going to go ahead and begin to share my screen. All right, so here we are in my demo version of Microsoft Dynamics. Now remember, every one of your instances is customized. So the fields that are available and the information and maybe the forms and stuff will look a little bit different than what you experience, but the instructions on how to create these views is all the same for all of you. So what I'm going to show you today, I'm going to demonstrate within opportunities, but creating these personal views can be done in accounts or contacts, leads, cases, projects, any of the different entities that you have within Dynamics that has one of these list views in it. So here I am in my opportunity section within Dynamics. Now, what some of you may have noticed now is that on this list view, we now have two additional icons up here, edit columns and edit filters. So what this allows you to do, if you click on edit filters, it allows you to kind of add additional search filters into your list view or change them. And edit columns allows you to add, remove, or move columns that are within your list view. So my best source of advice to you when you're getting new at creating personalized views is to start from a view within Dynamics that you like. So, if you hit the downward caret next to the view name, you will see your list of system views. And I would just use one of your system views kind of as a basis to start with. So for this example, I'm going to go ahead and choose Open Opportunities. All right. When I click on Edit Filters, you will see the flyout menu come out. And this is actually what the filter is set to in the System Open Opportunities view. In the Edit Filters area, I am able to say change what this, whatever the existing filter is to something else. So maybe instead of open, I only want to look at one opportunities, right? In addition to that, I can also use this add button to add an additional row of information that is contained on my opportunities. So maybe, for my example, I want to look at open opportunities, but maybe I want to look at open opportunities with an estimated close date in a certain time range. So as you saw, I hit the add and I added a new row. Your rows are your fields, okay? So here, when I hit the downward caret, I get an entire list of all of the fields that are within your system. You can either scroll through, they're done alphabetically, or if you know the name of the field, you can start to type, and what you will see happened here is I started to type EST, and it actually brought up estimated close date for me. Here in the middle, you have your operator. So what you'll see here is estimated close date. And if I hit the downward caret, it gives me a whole bunch of options. Now, I will note something here. This operator is going to change dependent on the type of field you have. If you'll see here, I've chosen a date field. So you're going to see your operator be things like today or tomorrow, next 7 days, this week, this month, right? In a certain number of days, weeks, or months, right? Older than. So you've got, as we scroll down, a lot of different choices that you can use to filter your data. So maybe for this one, I will say, I want to know all of my open opportunities closing in the next X months. And I'll say 3 months, okay? Now, as I had said, because I was on a date field, my operators here are all surrounded by things I can choose to filter the date. If I come up here to status and I press this drop down, you'll see there's many less choices here. You can either do equals, contains data, doesn't contain data, contains a value or doesn't, begins with a certain value or doesn't. So you have some options, but your options for your operators will change depending on the type of field it is. Okay, and so here, I've now altered my open opportunities view, and I've added, what this is saying here is my status is equal to open, and my estimated close date is in the next 3 months. And I will go ahead and hit apply. What you will see happen here is now my list that used to be 50 records has now been filtered to 27. Also, take notice that next to the name of the view, I have a little asterisk there. That asterisk is telling me that the view has been modified, but it hasn't been saved. And I will go ahead and show you how to save that in a few minutes. So now I've edited my filter and I've added another filter parameter to my regular system view of open opportunities. So now maybe I want to go ahead and maybe edit the columns, add some more fields of information, and maybe move them around a bit. So then I can click here to edit columns. And what you'll see is here are my columns that are in my view right now. I can click add columns. And again, that whole list of all of the fields that are on my opportunity pop up for me. So maybe for the sake of this, maybe I want to add the created on and created by person for the opportunity. Go ahead, close that, and now you'll see that created on and created by have been added to my list of columns. I can now move things around if I wanted to. So maybe I want the account name first, the topic of the opportunity next, then maybe the probability, an estimated close date, and estimated revenue. As you see, I can just click on any of these fields and move them to where I want them. I can also maybe say I don't want the owner of the opportunity on here. If you notice, there's the 3 ellipses here on the right-hand side. And if I click on that, I can go ahead and hit remove, and it will remove it from the view. Or I can also use those 3 ellipses to move the fields up or down. When I have my columns the way that I want them, I'm going to go ahead and hit apply. Now what you'll see is now my view is showing with the columns in the order that I just rearranged them, and you'll see that created on and created by have been added to this view. And I also have that little asterisk there, right? So it's telling me that I've modified this view, but it hasn't been saved. So I can very easily go ahead and save this view as one of my personal views. And how you do that is you come up here to your command bar at the top, and more than likely you're going to have to go to the 3 ellipses for the more commands. And you want to go find show as or create view. Sorry, apologize for that. When you look at create view, you'll hit the sideways caret over here, and you're going to say save as new view. In here, I'm going to give it a new name. So we'll call it Sarah's Open Opportunities. Or we could have called it Open Opportunities closing in the next 3 months, right? Whatever we want to name it. And you can also give it a description if you want to remind yourself what this view is for. And then you can go ahead and hit save. Now you'll see I am in the Sarah's Open Opportunities. If I hit my downward caret, you'll see under my views, that view is available to me, right? Say I navigate out, and I'm going to come back here to Opportunities. If I come to my viewfinder and hit the downward caret, you'll see that Sarah's Open Opportunities is right here. I can go click on it, and you'll see that my columns are in the order that I'd saved them in, right? And if I look at that filter, you'll see that it is saved there, looking at the estimated close date closing in the next 3 months. All right. So one of the things that you can do when you're in your view, if you want to be able to look at this new personal view that you've made every time you come into Dynamics or come into the opportunities, you can hit this downward caret here. And if you scroll down to the bottom of all of your view names, you'll see down here, set current view as my default. I will go ahead and do that. And now I'll navigate away. I'll come back to opportunities, and you'll see when I come back to opportunities, I automatically default to the Sarah's Open Opportunities list. All right. So just a very quick recap here of creating your own personal view and saving it. My first suggestion is to go to a view that you like, right? So for my example, I'm going to go to the regular Open Opportunities view. You can then from there use the Edit Filters button. I'll show that again, Edit Filters right here next to the search. And you can come from here and you can, if you wanted to remove this filter from the list, you could hit these 3 ellipses and you can say delete. And now I could start from scratch. So say I want to add a row, and here I can select anything here. So maybe I want to say, again, we'll use that estimated close date field, and we'll choose our operator, and maybe we'll say closing this year. And I'm going to add another parameter. And you can not only add things from the existing entity that you're on, like opportunities, but I can add a filter criteria from a related entity. So if I click on that, I can then choose the entity. So maybe I will choose, for this example, account, the related account to this opportunity. And maybe I want, let's say the account name begins with C, right? So what my filter now is telling me, give me all of my opportunities with an estimated close date of this year that has an account where the account name begins with C. And then I can hit apply. And now you'll see all of my opportunities are closing this year. My account names all begin with C here. I can use the edit columns to move my columns around however I want it. So maybe I want estimated revenue and probability there, and estimated close date, and I hit apply. And then if I want to save this view so I can access it again, I'd come up to my command bar, go to my 3 ellipses, go to create view, hit the downward caret, and save as a new view. And we will say, please closing account save. Okay, give it a name and go ahead and hit save. And then this personal view will be available for you in your My Views area. And if you want to set it as your default, you would come here to your views, go all the way down to the bottom and say set current view as my default. And remember, once you create these views, you can then use the different columns within the view to further filter. You can sort, and then you can also use the filter by to then filter these list views even further, right? So any field on here, you have the ability to filter or sort on. So I hope that you found this webinar useful. I think that all of us use list views every day within Dynamics, and it's an integral part of getting our job done. When you create customized list views like this, you're able to see smaller segments of your data and be able to get the information that you're looking for more quickly. If you have any questions about this, feel free to reach out to Synact. You can email our support team at support@synact.net, and someone on the team would be happy to help you. If you're trying this out and you get a little bit stuck, again, reach out to the team and we can walk through and assist you on this. I hope you have a great day. Thank you.